Welcome back. A very good morning, my dear students. In this session, we are going to discuss about kinematic equations, right? So what is that? Kinematic equations. So these are the kinematic equations. In the last class, I had told you already, V is equal to U plus AT, S is equal to ut plus half at square, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. These are the kinematic equations we are going to derive by using graphical method. By using what? Graphical method, and we are also going to derive by using calculus method. Calculus method. Calculus method involves both differential calculus and integral calculus. So that means differentiation and integration methods we use to find the kinematic equations. Let us talk about the graphical method. How to solve and derive kinematic equations by using graphical method. Alright. For that, we are going to see a velocity time graph. We are going to take velocity time graph. We are going to take velocity time graph. Alright. Now, let me take, before going to the velocity time graph, you should know two things. Slope of velocity time graph gives you acceleration. This you know already. And number two is area under velocity time graph gives you displacement. Right? I told you so many times, whenever you see or hear a term called velocity time graph, immediately you should recollect these two things. Slope of velocity time graph gives you acceleration. Area under velocity time graph gives you displacement. Alright, my dear children. Now, let's draw the velocity time graph. So what is the velocity time graph I am considering here is this one. This is time in seconds. So this is a velocity in meters per second. This is origin. Now, our kinematic equations will have the terms like initial velocity, final velocity, time. So, I am considering that the body is not starting from origin and the body is moving from some initial velocity u. Not from zero, initial velocity u. Kinematic equations you can use when a body is moving with uniform acceleration. Yes or no? Yes or no? If a body is moving with uniform acceleration, only you can use the kinematic equations. So this is what a uniform acceleration graph. Yes or no? Constant slope. Velocity time graph, slope gives you acceleration. As the slope is constant acceleration, that means uniform acceleration. Alright? Now, at 0 seconds time, this is the time 0 seconds, the body is moving with constant acceleration and reach to final velocity v. Constant acceleration means the speed is increases and after reaching to a time called t, the body has acquired a velocity v. Velocity is along y-axis and time is along x-axis. That's it. This is the simple graph I am going to take. This is O. This is the point I am naming it as A, and this is the point naming it as B, and this is the point C, and let's say this is the point D, this is the point E. Okay. Now, let's say, my dear students, the first equation of motion, how to derive. I'm just taking this part. Slope of velocity time graph gives you acceleration. What is the slope of this graph? In the lower classes and in the last classes and even in the basics of these graphs, initial days of the sessions, we had learned how to measure the slope. How to find the slope? I told you, opposite side. See, there is a graph line. At this point, if you want to find the slope, this is the x-axis. So this angle is called slope. What is this angle? Opposite side by adjacent side. Understand? That's called the slope. So what is this opposite side? Slope, I can write it is CD value divided by AD value, that is called acceleration. Alright, my dear children, acceleration is the slope which is equal to CD by AD. What is CD here? So what is this interval? This interval, can I say it is V minus U? Here? Why? This is V and this is U. We need CD. This is V and this is U. So this part is interval between these 2 points. It's V minus U. And AD. A is 0 and D is T seconds. 0 seconds and this is 2 T seconds. So what is this interval? T minus 0 seconds. It is T. Okay. So now from here what I can write, acceleration is equal to CD is V minus U by AD is T minus 0 is T. Right? So just cross multiply here. V minus U is equal to AT and this is V is equal to this minus U goes to the other side. That will become plus U. V is equal to U plus AT, my dear students. Okay. If the body is starting from rest, if initial velocity is 0 meter per second, so what I can write here, V is equal to AT, carefully see. Anyway, as acceleration is constant, so this is the body is moving with constant acceleration, then I can write V is directly proportional to T. That's what the rule of proportionality. So V is directly proportional to T. So this is the relation between, the first equation of motion is the relation between velocity and time. Relation between velocity and time, my dear students. I hope you understand the first equation of motion and its derivation. This derivation is very important for your board exam, remember, right? First PUC exam. Now, the second equation of motion. This is first equation of motion we have got. And second equation of motion. I'm just taking the second point in this. First point we found the first equation of motion, and second thing. What is the second thing? Area under the graph will gives you displacement, right? Area under the graph. So what is the area under the graph? So this is the area under the graph, my dear children. So this is area of the triangle and this is area of the rectangle. Okay. So the displacement, I am writing it as S. S is equal to total displacement taken by the body is S, which is equal to area of the triangle and area of the rectangle, right? So I am writing here area of the triangle plus area of the rectangle. All right. So displacement is equal to, what is the area of the triangle here? Half into base. Base is AD. Half into base into height. What is height of the triangle? It is CD. Plus area of the rectangle. It is breadth into height. Or this breadth I can also write it as this AD. AD into OA. Okay. So AD into OA. So this is the displacement. Let me write half into AD. Already we have discussed. AD is T into CD. CD is V minus U. Alright. Plus AD It's T. OA. What is OA? See here. OA. What is OA? This interval. This interval is along y-axis. So y-axis is representing velocities. O at A, its velocity is u. At O, velocity is 0. Understand? U minus 0 is u. This interval is u. So OA is u. Right? Now S is equal to half into. So this is T into V minus u. From this first equation, V minus u is equal to AT, right? So this is AT plus UT. Once again. So this is half AT into T. AT square plus UT. So let me write S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Understand? Second equation of motion. That's it. This is second equation of motion. Look at here. Compare with this. S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Here also, if U is equal to 0, what happens? S is equal to half AT square. As equations of motion we are using, kinematic equations we are using only for uniform acceleration. When acceleration is constant, anyway 1 by 2 is constant, I can write S is directly proportional to T square. And the second equation of motion is the relation between displacement and time, right? So second equation of motion is the relation between displacement and time. Remember, displacement and time. All right. Let's talk about the third equation of motion. Why we are talking about this relation between velocity and time, relation between displacement and time? Because in asking this kind of questions in exam, especially theoretical exam, the question can also be asked in this way. Derive a kinematic equation which gives you the relation between velocity and time. Which equation you will derive? Will you derive this equation S is equal to UT plus half AT square? No, right? Will you derive this equation V is equal to U plus AT? Yes, because they are asking you to derive velocity time relation. But in 9th standard or in 7th standard, the questions were like derive V is equal to U plus AT. Derive S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Derive V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. But here it's not like that. Here they asked you to derive displacement time relation. You have to derive this. And 90% of the cases, this question will not be asked. Only 10% chances are there to ask this question in your final PUC exam. But in your midterms exams, so such kind of exams, it will be used. Quarterly, half-yearly exam, right? So pre-board exams. So such kind of exams, this question will be useful. The next question, based on this only, by using calculus method, we are going to derive the same three equations. That is important. Alright, my dear students. Ready? Let's see the third equation. Third equation, to derive the third equation, I am just taking this once again. Once again. Area is equal to displacement, right? So let me say the displacement is equal to area under the graph. So to derive second equation of motion, what we have done? We have considered two areas. One is area of the triangle and area of the rectangle. Area of the triangle and area of the rectangle. Now what I am doing here is, I am just taking the complete area. So this displacement is equal to area of a trapezium. Area of a trapezium. So the displacement is equal to area of a trapezium is half into, look at here, half into sum of the parallel sides. Look at here. This is one parallel side, this is the another parallel side of the trapezium. This is OA plus this is CE into height of the trapezium. This is called height of the trapezium. It's OE, right? So this is OE. listen carefully, half into OA. What is OA? This is O and this is A. Already we have discussed this OA is U. Plus, what is CE? At CE is along vertical axis. Vertical axis is representing velocity. CE. At C, the velocity is V. At E, the velocity is 0. Understand? So, CE, at C, the velocity is 0. At E, the velocity is, at C, the velocity is V. At E, the velocity is 0. So, the interval is V minus 0. Right? So, this is V into OE. OE. OE is along x-axis. At O, the time is 0 seconds. At E, the time is t seconds. So, the interval is t minus 0 seconds. It is t. Okay. Clear? Now, this S is equal to half into this U plus V I am writing as V plus U into t. Again from the first equation, see, t will come here and V minus U by A will come here. So, from acceleration is equal to V minus U by t, t is equal to V minus U by A. Alright. So, this t I can write it as V minus U by A. Now, here, half into V plus U into V minus U, numerator, V plus U into V minus U, that is V square minus U square by A. So, just cross multiply, V square minus U square is equal to 2AS, alright. Just cross multiply, V square minus U square is in the numerator, denominator is 2A, when it comes to here, multiply with S, 2AS. Here also the same I can write, if initial velocity is 0, if the body is starting from rest, so I can write V square is equal to 2AS. Anyway, 2A is constant, so V square is directly proportional to S. So here, the third equation of motion, this is the third equation of motion giving you the relation between V and S, the relation between V and S. Alright, my dear students. Clear? I hope you understand these three kinematic equations and derivation by using graphical method. Okay? Now, other than this, one more equation I have told you that we cannot derive from the graphical method. That we can derive from this equation. So, the derivation is not required for us, but what is that? Sn is equal to U plus A into n minus half. So, that is the displacement taken by the body in nth second. In a particular second, distance covered or the displacement taken is Sn. U is initial velocity, A is acceleration, n is in a particular second. Okay? Clear? Now, for example, question can also be asked like this, my dear students. For example, initial velocity 0. Acceleration is equal to 5 meter per second square. For example, imagine the question is, find the distance covered by the body in the 4th second. Right? So just find out. S4 is equal to 0 plus A is 5 into 4 minus half. S4 is equal to 5 into 7 by 2. Right? So this is 35 by 2. So S4 is equal to 17.5 meter. Alright? Clear? Like these questions will be asked. A body is starting from rest and moving with uniform acceleration 5 meter per second square. Find the distance covered by the body in 4th second. In a particular second distance covered, we will use this. Just substitute all the data. You will get the answer. Okay? Clear? Now let us discuss about kinematic equations and their derivation by using calculus method. Same kinematic equations by using calculus method. So we are going to use the integration and differentiation, both concepts here. For this, only few simple formulas are required. Simple formulas. What are those? D by dx of x is equal to 1. Okay. Now, simple. Listen. Integral dx is equal to x. Integral x dx is equal to x square by 2. If there are some limits, so this will be, for example, a to b limits. So here also a to b. So now this will be b need to be substituted in place of x first, minus a need to lower limit need to substitute in place of x. Here also, if you have limits from a to b, x dx, that will be x square by 2, and this is a to b. First b need to be substituted in place of x, so that is b square by 2 minus a need to substitute here, so that is a square by 2. So this will be b square minus a square by 2. Only these basics are required for us now. Only these basics. And one more, for your better understanding, one more I tell you. D by dx of 2x, which is equal to, d by dx of 2x is equal to 2 will come out as it is a constant, into d by dx of x. D by dx of x is 1. So that's 2. Okay. These are the simple basic differentiation and integration formulas are required for us to solve calculus method. Alright, my dear children, shall we start? Now, first thing, our first equation is v is equal to u plus at, which is the relation between velocity and time. Carefully see, the relation between velocity and time. So we need the relation between velocity and time, and acceleration also is here. So that is why I am taking a formula called acceleration is equal to dv by dt. Can I write like this? Rate of change of velocity. This is the formula of instantaneous acceleration. Okay. What was this formula? Instantaneous acceleration. From there we got this formula. Now, remember one thing. These kinematic equations we are solving. There is a body starting from point A and reach to the point B. The displacement is S. Displacement is from 0 to S. Initially 0 meters, finally S meters. Initial velocity is u, final velocity is v. Initial time is 0, and after some time t, the body has reached to the point B. And it is moving with constant acceleration a. This is the point you should understand. There is a limit for the velocities. Initial, lower limit is u, upper limit is v. There is a limit for the time. What is that? 0 and t. There is a limit for distance of displacement. 0 s. Understand? Distance traveled from 0 meters to s meter. Time taken from 0 seconds to t seconds. Velocities from initial velocity to the final velocity. That you should understand. Alright? Now you are ready to solve calculus method. Acceleration is dv by dt. From here I can write dv is equal to a dt. Let us integrate both sides, because we don't want in this form. Let us integrate both sides. Integral dv is equal to integral a dt. This is the integration of v, dv, integration of dt. So the limits of velocities we can write, because it is having limits, right? So limits of velocity are u to v, limits of time 0 to t. Let's write here. Integral dv is v. Integral dx is xc. Integral dx is x. Limits are also mentioned. Limits. So what is that? U to V, which is equal to, anyway A is constant, this will come out, A is constant. Integral dt, what is that integral dt? T, same like integral dx, x, integral dt, t. And limits, what are the limits here for time? 0 to t. Alright. Now, how to apply the limits here? So the upper limit need to be substituted in this place, v, minus lower limit need to be substituted, v minus u, which is equal to a into upper limit substitute in place of t, minus lower limit is substitute in place of t, 0. So v minus u is equal to at. From here what I can write? So v is equal to u plus at. My dear students, I hope you understand the first equation of motion derivation by using calculus method. Okay, see, these formulas only we have used here, nothing else. Directly I would have taught you like acceleration is dv by dt, integral dv is v, integral a dt is integral dt. All those things I could have directly tell, but still I had written the basic formulas which will help in this derivation here. Now, second equation, let's derive the second equation. What is the second equation? S is equal to ut plus half at square, and this is the equation, we call it as the relation between displacement and time. Relation between displacement and time. Okay. So we know velocity is equal to dx by dt. Velocity is what? Dx by dt. This is called instantaneous velocity formula. Instantaneous velocity formula. From here, I can write it as dx is equal to v dt. Dx is v dt. Okay. Now, this also I can integrate both sides. Integral dx is equal to, right? Carefully see. Integral v dt. Understand? Now, this will have some limits. Before moving to the limits concept, and that's right, carefully, this I can also write it as integral dx is equal to integral, this v from the first equation, v is equal to u plus at, right? So in the place of v, I am writing it as u plus at into dt. Okay. Now, once again, integral dx is equal to integral u dt, see, integral u dt plus integral at dt. Alright. Now, here, integral dx, I can write it as x, integral dx is x, and the limits of that displacement, 0 to s, I told you clearly, 0 to s, which is equal to u d. Initial velocity is constant, that you cannot change anything. See, initial velocity is constant. For example, it is 2 meter per second square, 2 meter per second. Body started with 2 meter per second. With the time, the final velocity is changing. If time is increasing, final velocity will increase. If the time is decreases, final velocity will decrease. Initial velocity remains same. So that is why, so this initial velocity I am just keeping outside, and integral dt, look at here, integral dt. Integral dt is what? T. And the limits for the time, we know. What is the limit for the time? 0 to t. Plus a, anyway a is constant, right? A is constant outside. Integral t dt, it is in the form of integral x dx. Integral x dx is, see here, integral x dx is x square by 2. Okay, so a comes out, so remaining is integral t dt. So integral t dt will be t square by 2. So the limits need to be applied. What are the limits for the time? Same, 0 to t only. Alright. Now, this s minus 0. See, upper limit need to be substituted here, minus lower limit. So this is s minus 0 left hand side, which is equal to u into upper limit need to be substituted here, t minus lower limit, t minus 0 plus a into, I've told you so many times, upper limit need to be substituted here, t square by 2 minus lower limit 0. 0 square by 2 is 0. Right? So what is this? S is equal to ut plus half at square. Did you understand this, my dear students? Just reply in your WhatsApp. Did you understand this second equation of motion by using calculus method? Yes or no? See here. There is no difficulty present here. Only thing is integration and differentiation, and that formula is also mentioned here. Right? Look at this second equation once again. Integral dx is equal to integral v dt. Integral dx is equal to, in the place of v, I have just kept u plus at into dt. Now, integral dx is equal to u dt. I am just multiplying here inside u dt plus integral at dt. Now, here I put integral dx is x, but it is having limits. What are the limits? 0 to s. Position is having limits. 0 to s. Integral u dt. U is constant. And what is left here? Integral u is constant. That constant I wrote here. Integral dt. It is in the form of integral dx. Integral dx is x. So same thing I wrote. Integral dt is t. But it is having limit. Lower limit and upper limit. Plus a. A is constant. It comes out. And what is left here? Integral t dt. So it is in the form of integral x dx. There you can see. Integral x dx. Integral x dx is x square by 2. It's t square by 2. But limits 0 to t. So you know how to apply the limits. So this is the second equation we have got, my dear students. Third equation, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So this is the equation, is the relation between velocity and displacement. What is that? Velocity and displacement. Relation between velocity and time. See, directly velocity and time equation I have taken. Relation between velocity and time. Directly I have taken the relation velocity and time here. Okay. Here. Relation between displacement and time. See, directly displacement and time relation I have taken. But we don't have the relation between velocity and displacement. Velocity and displacement relation we don't have. Velocity and displacement relation, according to this you need to write, if you want to write. So dv by dx, from where? What is the physical quantity dv by dx? But we need to derive it, dv by dx. How you get it? Let's see. We know the acceleration is equal to dv by dt. This I can write dv by dt into dx by dx. There is no change in the final equation. There is no change in the final equation, right? Dx cancel and you get dv by dt only, which is acceleration. So this equation I can also write it in this way. Carefully look at here, my dear students. dv by dx into dx by dt. This equation, acceleration is equal to dx by dt is velocity into dv by dx. dv by dx. Okay? Clear? This velocity you need not to write as v is equal to u plus at, because our required equation is not having any time term. There is no time in this equation. Okay? So now what I can write, this a into dx, just left hand side you take this dx, which is equal to v into dv. Integrate both the sides. Integral a dx is equal to integral v dv. Okay, clear? Now, from here, acceleration is anyway, it is constant and it comes out an integral dx. Integral dx will have limits 0 to s, which is equal to integral v dv. Integral v dv. This v is not constant. This is depending on time. Okay. So this v is not constant. Final velocity depends on time. But initial velocity is constant. The body is starting with 20 meters per second. Now depends on the time, the final velocity will be depending. So that is why it is just v into dv. We should not take v outside now. Okay. Now velocity also having limits. Just now I told 0 to v. See, 0 to v. So it is u to v. Initial velocity to the final velocity. Now look at here, my dear children. In a into integral dx is x, limits 0 to s, which is equal to integral v dv. It is in the form of integral x dx. Integral x dx. Integral x dx. X square by 2. So this is integral v dv. It is v square by 2. Okay. So v square by 2, the limits u to v. Now write down a into s minus 0 limits, which is equal to, this is v, final velocity, that means upper limit need to be substituted here, v square by 2 minus lower limit need to be substituted. Lower limit is u, that lower limit need to substitute in place of this, u square by 2. So that is right hand side. So the left hand side a into s is equal to right hand side v square minus u square by 2. From here what we got? V square minus u square is equal to, just you take this to the other side, it will be 2 into a into s, my dear students. Third equation of motion also we have got. Third equation of motion, say first, second, third, all the three equations of motion we have derived by using graphical method and by using calculus method we have derived. Alright, clear? Alright, my dear students, look at here. The velocity of an object is changing with time. See the equation, v is equal to 2t plus 3t square. So that means as the time value is increasing, the velocity also will increase. That's called velocity is a function of time. Calculate the position of the object. So interesting. Calculate the position of the object at t is equal to 2 seconds. Position of the object you need to find from velocity. As it is, the velocity is a function of time, we need to use the differentiation. The relation between velocity and position, so you get from here, from v is equal to dx by dt. You need to find position, right? So let us cross multiply. Dx is equal to v into dt. You can integrate both sides now. If you integrate both sides, it is integral dx is equal to integral v dt. Integral dx is x, which is equal to integral v dt. Integral v value is 2t plus 3t square into dt, which is equal to integral 2t dt plus integral 3t square dt. Okay. X is equal to 2 comes out integral t dt. So that is a t square by 2 plus 3 comes out integral t square dt, that will be t cube by 3. Understand? This is in the form of integral t to the power n into tt. Integral x to the power n into dx, right? The formula I will write somewhere here. You can see integral x to the power n into dx is equal to x to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Okay? Integral t square dt will be integral t to the power 2 plus 1. See, integral t square dt will be t to the power 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1. See, t to the power 2 plus 1 is 3 by 2 plus 1 is 3. 2 cancel, 3 cancel. So the required thing will be t square plus t cube. What is this? Position. When the velocity is depending on time, definitely its position also will be depending on time. As the velocity changes with time, position also will be changing with time. So that's what? The position, velocity we have got. Now, whether your answer is correct or not, if you want to check, you do dx by dt. Dx by dt means what? See, x is a function of time. Dx by dt you get velocity. That velocity will definitely equal to this. You got it? That's called integration and differentiation are the reverse processes. See here. Now, whatever the answer you got x, differentiate that, you will get velocity once again. Then your answer is correct. But the question is, find the position of the object from the origin at t is equal to 2 seconds. Position of the object at t is equal to 2 seconds, 2 square plus this t is 2 seconds, 2 cube. So 4 plus 8 which is equal to 12 meters. That is the answer. Alright my dear students. This is the question you do as classwork. Here the velocity is given, position they are asking. Here acceleration given, velocity they are asking at a particular instant. Do the classwork and send me the answer. Now, a particle moves according to the equation. Look at this equation. Where x is position and t is time. Where will be the particle comes to rest for the first time? Wherever particle is coming to the rest means its velocity is 0. Yes or no? Or speed is 0. Particle is coming to the rest means speed is 0 or velocity is 0. That's for sure. Why the body will come to 0 velocity? Then there are many possibilities are there. If a body is moving with uniform retardation, what happens? Slowly the speed will reduces and finally becomes 0. So that's a possibility. Now, look at here. Root x is equal to t minus 3. Can I write like this? This I can also write it as square root on both. Just apply square on both sides. That will be x is equal to t minus 3 whole square. So that's a minus b whole square formula. A square plus b square minus 2ab. Okay. Minus 2 into t into 3. That is minus 6. So x value you have got. Now, velocity is equal to dx by dt. So, it is d by dt of t square plus 9 minus 60. So, this I can write it as d by dt of t square is 2t plus d by dt of constant 0 minus d by dt of 60. It's 6. Again, I am not going to start from the differentiation and differentiation formulas. Already I have told you. V is equal to 2t minus 6. So, velocity is depending on time. Velocity is depending on time. Position is depending on time. If the position depends on time, automatically the velocity also depends on time. But at what time velocity is becoming 0? 0 is equal to 2t minus 6. 2t is equal to 6. So, 2 3's. So, t is equal to 3 seconds. At 3 seconds, what is happening? So, the velocity is becoming 0. So, the first time the body is coming to the rest at t is equal to 3 seconds. Alright. So, the lot of practice and lot of exercises you need to keep on doing it. So, then your confidence levels will build up. Right? So, don't get afraid by looking at the numericals based on integration and differentiation. I hope in basic mathematics you have solved some numericals based on this same integration and differentiation. So don't get afraid, right? We are here to support you 100%. All the very best.